that was the nicest thing I think anyone's ever said about me. And I'm sorry, I am a little emotional, but you guys are bringing so much joy to my life this morning. It's something that I needed. So it's been a hard couple of months personally and professionally, but we'll get into that a little bit later. As Paul said, I have been with ALSAC for almost 16 years, and I had started, Dave Selzer, which I think a lot of you know, was the first person to hire me at St. Jude. And I just want to really brag on him real quick. He is someone who believed in me and saw something in me that I didn't even see. I got my degree in psychology because I wanted to be a grief counselor. And my grandpa, who was a grief counselor, said, absolutely not, you're too emotional. And I 100% believe that. He goes, you cannot do that work. So I stayed at St. Jude. Even when I was working at St. Jude, I was like, I'm going to go do this grief counseling thing. And I am lucky to have individuals like Dave who believed in me and allowed me to grow in this organization. But a little bit about St. Jude and enough about me. I don't know how much you guys know, but the things that fascinate me about St. Jude are a couple of things. One is that the hospital is in Memphis, Tennessee, which is bizarre. Like, let's just be real. And Danny Thomas was the founder of St. Jude, and he was an LA actor who decided to build a hospital 60 years ago in Memphis, Tennessee, which was segregated. And he said, hey, you know, I don't care if you have money or what race you are or what religion you are, you get to go to this hospital. And so that's fascinating to me. 50 years ago, Jim Maloof, who, I don't know if people know who Jim Maloof, I didn't know who Jim Maloof was until I started working at St. Jude, brought the affiliate clinic, the very first affiliate clinic to Peoria, Illinois. So the very first St. Jude affiliate clinic is housed at OSF Children's Hospital. And that's weird to me. Why would you bring the very first affiliate clinic to Peoria, Illinois? Of all the cities across the nation, you chose Peoria? That's just so crazy. But so that was 50 years ago. So these hospitals have been around for a very, very long time. And my favorite parts, people talk about St. Jude and they're like, St. Jude or St. Jude Hospital. They leave out the most important word, in my opinion, which is research. And St. Jude is a research hospital. So they take diseases and they're like, we're going to find a cure. And so in 1962, the cure rate for ALL, acute lymphoblastic leukemia, also please know I'm not a scientist or a doctor. If I mispronounce or anything like that, forgive me, but was 4%. It was a death sentence. So now, fast forward 60 years later, it is 94%. That's incredible. I know that's a long time, but that's absolutely incredible that it went from 4% to 94%. I had the pleasure of hearing from Dr. Pui, who works in Memphis as a researcher for ALL, and a lot of people in the Bloomington Normal area, that's actually their doctor. I think Nicole Barnett is a part of this group. Yeah, she worked with Dr. Pui, was Nicholas's doctor as well. So he's been around for forever. He's from China. He's really hard to understand. He does not like adults at all. At all. He has no bedside manner, but you put him in front of a kid and he's a totally different person. But I got to hear him speak, and it was like a celebrity speaking. And he told us, it's still unofficial because science and stuff, that the cure rate, he found something to move the cure rate up to 95%. So it's still unofficial, but it was the first time I ever heard that a cure rate had been moved up. And so then, which I know I said it's unofficial, and now it's going to be on YouTube or something. So now I'm a little nervous about that. But then just recently, another moment that really stuck out to me, I heard from another doctor, and please Google her, Dr. Sarah Frederico. There's a whole article about how neuroblastoma went from if you relapsed, it was kind of like a maybe let's say 4% chance of living in 2020. Now it's a 94% chance. They found something, and that fast went from 4 to 94 because of the research done. So that is my passion, is to talk about the research that is done at St. Jude, because that is where the funding goes. So yes, the funding goes so that no family pays for treatment, travel, housing, or food. That's so important. But the important thing for me is that research, because at the end of the day, I don't want a job. I don't like fundraising, it's my job. I've done it for 16 years. I don't want to fundraise anymore. So I want to find that cure so I can do something that's not grief counseling. But I don't know what that would be. But I will say, like, I know so many people in this room and a part of this club, and I love Bloomington Normal. I never worked in the Peoria market. I worked in Bloomington, Edwardsville, and Springfield. And in Springfield, we had this event. It was the Kentucky Derby Party. And this Kentucky Derby Party was so much fun. I loved every bit of it. But the return on investment, the people attending the event year after year just kept going down. So we decided to sunset the event and not have it anymore. I get on a bus with Cheryl and Ben Matthews to go to Memphis. And I'm sad because when you work on committees, you get to know them really well and you become friends with them. And I was really sad. So I was talking to someone about how I was going to miss this event. And so luckily Cheryl and Ben, for some reason, decided to bring it to Bloomington. And it's just a perfect fit for Bloomington Normal. Then today, Paul has kind of taken it over and loves the Kentucky Derby and is very passionate about it and very passionate about St. Jude. So combining those passions, he's creating this event. And what's so exciting about this event is that it is, I think, if I remember correctly, it's not nickel and diming you. You pay, you go in, and you enjoy the event. You don't go to the event and then have to bid on a silent auction or a live auction or a raffle or give your money away like that. You come in and you have fun and learn about the mission of St. Jude. So that's all exciting. And the best thing about events is that, and I work at LSAC, so what I love is that the doctors at St. Jude, they tell us as LSAC people, as SACers as they call us, how much money they need. So they're like, we need this amount of money and we always say yes. And then we turn to people like you guys, we turn to Paul, we turn to Cheryl and Ben, and we're like, okay, now can you guys help us get to this goal? And it works out, and it's worked out for 60 years. So thank you so much. I know a lot of you support St. Jude in various ways, and I cannot thank you enough for doing that. Bloomington Normal's been a huge part of St. Jude's history in this area and how much money is raised for a very long time. So appreciate it and thank you. Oh yeah, does anyone have any questions? You can ask me anything. I'm an open book.
Anybody?
Yeah.
I have a comment. I'm still wearing my wealth advisor hat today. We have a client whose granddaughter went to St. Jude. And unhappily, she was in the 6% who did not make it. But each year, he wants to benefit St. Jude, and as an IRA owner over the age of 70 and a half, he comes to us and asks us to prepare a qualified charitable distribution from his IRA directly to St. Jude. And that's a great way to support St. Jude and all the charities, baseball, and everything else. It's a great tax strategy, and it's really good for all the charities that receive those.
Yeah, and I know Keith works at the radio station, and a partner in Hope is also an amazing way. How much did you guys raise this year? Like 100?
Almost 100.
Almost 100,000. We were so close to getting there. And that's incredible. That's $19 a month on credit cards. That's how many people in this area, the listenership of this area, that support just by $19 a month. So like Danny Thomas has this quote, and it's like, I butcher it. He doesn't want one person to give $1 million. He wants 1 million people to give $1. Because the more people that give, the more people know about St. Jude. And I think that's important in this area because of all of the patients that go, of all of the families do end up going to St. Jude. They know about it from these fundraising events because we have an affiliated clinic. And so that's important. We don't, the big gifts are nice, but those dollar donations, when you do roundups at stores, when you do things like that, those really do help the charities and are very important. Yeah.
I wonder if you or Paul or anybody that's involved in the event can talk about it a little bit more, where it's at, when it is, and like what you guys are looking for involvement-wise.
Sure. Paul can probably talk to that more than me. I believe it's at the Marriott in Normal.
Yes, there's a lot of people in that room that could talk about it because we have a lot of individuals who are really helping out. But wanted to just mention that it's Derby Saturday, which is this year is May 7th. It's always the first weekend in May is the Derby. It's May 7th. It'll be at the Marriott. There will be great full bar that's available. There will be great food, a band, dancing. It'll be a lot of fun. And just as Bekah mentioned, it's not going to be about nickeling, diming people. It's about a group of passionate adults having just a phenomenal time.
One more thing, can we wear hats? Is it
Yes,
required?
It's encouraged.
Prizes. Hey, there's prizes for best dressed hats.
Yes.
Fabulous prizes.
We like prizes.
No, not that
I will say, the first event we had it, when was it, Cheryl? 2018?
Yeah.
It was so much fun. It's just fun to get dressed up on a Saturday and, drink some bourbon and cheer on horses for like 2 minutes because it's so short. But yeah, it's a good time. Yes.
So one thing I just wanted to mention and ask you is that, so when we went down, I was lucky enough to be able to tour St. Jude with you. And what else I found was fascinating is that they do more research too. Like they study bird flu and flu, and they come up with a flu vaccine. So I thought that was really amazing, just where that happens. Did they do anything with COVID?
Yes. I can't remember who they worked with, but they did. There was a group that did work with the COVID vaccine. They kept that really quiet. I think, and who knows why, but they did help support some of that research because it's such a protected population. They do work on the flu vaccine every year. I never got the flu vaccine until I heard a speaker talk about it and how they discovered it. Because I always thought people got sick after it. I'm not that smart, but so I just never got it. I was like, I don't need to get sick, and I don't get sick. So when I heard her speak, I was like, oh, this makes sense. So they do that every year just to protect the population there that are very, very sick. It's so unfortunate. COVID has hurt so many things, but one is that I don't know if I'm ever going to go back to the hospital. I don't know if I'm going to have the opportunity to be on that campus and get to see where the money goes. And that makes me a little sad but I understand it, right? Because these are kids that are very, very sick, and to bring people in from the public. So that is one thing that's pretty unfortunate that's come down through all of this is even as an employee, I can't step on campus.